GM. GM. So, today we have another account review, alright? And when I said that I was going to do account reviews, everyone started flooding into my Discord server and opening tickets. So, thank you for coming, welcome, and hopefully, you can find value in this account review. Now, I'm looking at another viewer's account, and he wants me to glance through his tofu investments, what he has done, his shells, and what the state of his PvP is, how is his PvP done, and stuff like that. And I'm gonna go through this on the PvP lens. Alright, so I assume, alright, I haven't really looked at the account yet, but a quick glance showed me that he's more of an aggro player, and I'm gonna see whether his Grim Pursuit is all cleared. That's nice. His thresholds. My friend, what the fuck is this? Okay, that's fine. As long as it's all, you can see all his Infernos are all done. Phantom Theater is not done. He hasn't even done anything yet. I was the one that logged into the account and took his daily, reward. His Antisync is doing alright. He's almost done with Ethernet Rally. He just has one more part on the Amber track. So he is up to date with his PvE stuff, which is good. Arena Realm. He's played a little bit of RTA, as I know. He's in Mythic, so he's gotten his Tofu. Most of the PvE stuff is cleared. That's good. Okay? Now, what I'm going to first do is going to go through his inventory. And what I want to do here is I want to take a look at his shells. I want to see how many, level 40s he has. He currently has 1, 2, 3, 4, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33 shells built. Which is, a decent amount. That's alright. Okay, and then the next thing I want to look through is his materials. Okay, 15 million, 930. So he has been doing some reconfigurations. That's good. 7 here. That means he is ready to 6-star any 5-star he wants. Right to 6, and I will assume that would be in the Fornil or Badsby. 5 Tofus left. I assume he's saving this for a unit that he might really want after this account review. That's okay. Consumables, he has 30 tickets. He definitely can make something level 50 straight away. That's great. And that's it. Okay, almost to another Tofu. So he has about 6 Tofus ready. Cool. Next thing I want to look at, right, is his placement on his Tofus. So 551. That's normal. That's good. Holden is 533. Okay. I think that Holden should at least be 55. Right? Because regardless of whether you are an aggro player, regardless of whether you are a CC player, a bruiser player, this is amazing. The last skill up on his S2 is very, very powerful, regardless, right? Because he also then becomes a CC unit. Lilium is 515, which is normal. Okay, that's fine. But if you want more damage, and especially if you're playing, more aggressive, you will definitely want this to be 555, right? Because don't forget there's 12 crit rate here, and if your crit rate is not up to scratch, yeah. Okay, got it. Okay. Your crit rate is pretty much up to scratch. And what I mean by that is that you see this 102 here, you have 12 crit rate sitting in your prowess, right? Which means you can free up at least a piece. Oh my god. Alright, this is annoying me. Give me 1 second. Alright, you have some stuff here that I can clear. Yep. Okay. That's good. I'm just gonna get rid of it. For you. Because that's annoying me. Brother, what do you mean? How much gear do you have? What? Okay, I'm gonna do that later. Or you are gonna do that later, but I'm just saying, right? Oh, dude. I'm gonna hold the exit button here. But anyway, you see this 102? You have 12 crit rate that you're sitting in your prowess. That means you can free up a piece here that has, you know, a good amount of crit rate, right? And you can give that piece to someone else who actually needs it. Okay? So I would recommend that you would go for her prowess because of that reason, to free up your gear. Okay? Not that you're on a, you know, a gear deficit or anything, but it's just more min-maxing, you know what I mean? If you're if you're putting your pieces here just so you can get 100% crit, and you know, you have 12 crit rate in your prowess, you're kind of wasting that gear, right, when you can put it on someone else. Now Yeli is 455, good. Freya is 111, and if you are playing a bit more aggressive, I would assume that you would want Freya to be at least 411, because you need the speed here, and Freya is very good at doing turn meter manipulation, especially if you put Bulwark on units, right, to cheat some speed, and giving her the additional speed, right, alongside this chance of applying, you know, Dreamweave and Nightmare, which manipulates turn meter, is very important. Okay? So I would assume that this is somewhere you would want to, you know, think about very shortly if you want to play aggressive. 555 on your Sanya, expected. If you didn't have 555, I would have roasted the fuck out of you. 511, perfect. You paid the link tax. This takes you a long way, helps you clear Aurora, which is a no-brainer because you've cleared it. Rao is 113. Okay, that's normal. I assume that you don't play a lot of Rao anyway, right? But you do have gear on here. I'm not gonna click the damn gear thing because it annoys the shit out of me. But we have that. That's okay. Obo is 415. 415. You have 6 tofus remaining. Just 555 Obo, bro. Like, you get this so frequently. This Yokazio. You see? All of it. 2-turn sleep. Just get this. What's the problem? Right? Same here. Right? Chances of reducing turn meter is 100%. This is good. Right? Because that means you don't need to, you know, overload your effect accuracy. Especially in PvE or in PvP. Okay? It just makes your life a lot easier. It's an SR unit. Just do it. Okay? Next, Heinrich, 114. I expected this because the speed's here, right? And you use Heinrich a fair amount, I would assume, because you're trying to do CC aggro. Mio is not built. Mio is not built. Probably just build her. Okay? If you're playing CC aggro, you kind of need Mio. You kind of need Mio as another option. You can't just rely on, you know, Kazio and Obo. Okay? And the way you should think about it is that everyone has Kazio, everyone has Obo, not everyone has Mio. Not everyone, right? And so if you think that that is the case, Mio is, you know, an important unit that you need to draft in PvP, right? Because if someone takes away your Kazio, for example, and you still have Obo, you can still play Obo Mio. There's nothing wrong with playing Obo Mio, right? And if you want to lattice her, definitely just, you know, you need the speed, right? Get the speed, okay? And then get this, get it to here as well. So 414, I would assume. You eventually want to get, you know, all of this anyway. So work on her slowly, but the most important thing is get the speed first because speed is king, okay? Tsukiyomi, it's not used. It's not used. And if you're playing aggro, I think you need to worry about Tsukiyomi as well. That is something that you should be prioritizing. And you don't have to prioritize her now. You can prioritize her during the 2x event. Spend some stamina to get your levels up to scratch. Okay? She is very, very, very important to play aggro. Because she gives attack up, she gives speed up, she pushes a DPS and you want to play aggro, you kind of need Tsukiyomi, right? And so, same thing here, you don't really have to worry about this. You can just go 4-1-1 because you just need the speed here. But if you're fast enough, you don't even need it, okay? It all depends on your speed tuning, but you definitely want the 5 base speed that you get from your speed here, because that is multiplicative to your modifier, right? Kraken, not used. Siada, 155. Okay, that's good. I'm not gonna press that. I said I was not gonna press that. And it's max. You could actually play a Siada aggro comp if you really wanted to, because you already have a 455, 155, and you have Valerian as well, 115, which is okay. And the reason why I'm doing this and looking through like this is because I want to check for shit like this when you're being lazy. Brother, there's nothing that's stopping you from just getting this, man. Alright? Stat is stat. You might as well just get it. Okay? You don't have to put tofus into her. Just get all of this. What's the problem? You have 1.9k. Right? Stat is stat. It's gear score. Now, Gray is... Okay, I respect this. I respect this. You still have him, 455. I respect this. Gray can be very powerful if you know how to play him properly. Okay? Because don't forget, he also gives crit rate up, and then he does all the defense break is an AoE as well. So, I like this. Just level him up, bro. Just level him up. He's almost over 50. Just spend a little bit. Mizuki, I assume you're building this because you want to have, a more balanced playstyle now. Because you said it's bruiser meta, but you want to play aggro. It's Mizuki, okay? You 455 her, you might as well 555 her, okay? There is absolutely zero reason for you to save on your purple tofus on SRs because they spit that out like candy, alright? Fushu, again, you see? I'm catching you in 4K doing this shit. There's no harm. Just get the stats. Alright? I'll just say, right? Sometimes this can make or break a game. Because your Fushu missed by 1 attack. Right? By 1 HP. And if you had that, you may have killed the opponent. Viper 455 again. Just 555, bro. Just 555. Alright? Starting with 2 stacks of Serpent Skin is actually super important because you are quicker, you're 2 steps closer to doing the S3 as your counter attack. Which hurts a lot of players if you didn't know. Alright? Attack down, speed down is 2 of the most debilitating debuffs that you can get that is not a CC. Alright? Just get this. Alright? Besides that, this one, I don't think you play Rin a lot. Yeah, you were working on her halfway and then we got more DPS, that's fine. So you just made her 6-star, that's okay. Level her up, okay? So you have a lot of books, you might as well just throw some, there's no point hoarding, okay? Level your units, all these stat matter. Especially when you start climbing into the higher echelons, now that you're gold, eventually you're going to go to platinum, eventually you're going to go to diamond. Every stat counts, okay? Make sure you are leveling up all your units. That's free stats. You can't say no to free stats, alright? All of this is, okay, that's it. Cool. So I've seen where you've invested your lettuce or tofus. Now let's look at your PvP stuff, okay? And what I'm going to be looking for in the eyes of an aggro player is your speed tuning. And your speed tuning is basically your, how your units move. Whether they are moving in the correct sequence, even if you're going to be mixing and matching units. Alright? So, you have a lot of speed, friend. Fuck. This is a lot more than me. What is this? 351, brother. That's good. But I assume that you just tunnel all your speed into Lily. I would assume so. Just by looking at it. So, I'm only looking at the speed here for Lily because that's all Lily really needs. right? All you really need is speed. You just got to go first, push a unit, and then she just does her thing. So that's all I'm worried about at the moment. Holden. 192, 3.5k attack, 95k crit rate. That's nice. I like that. And you can definitely lower his crit rate a little bit later on, because you still have 12, I think like another 8 more crit rate in your S3, if I remember correctly. That means it'll free up a piece of gear for you, right? 35, 1, yep. And then you just gotta, he's a 555 unit. He's a 555 unit regardless. Lilium. On Law, with Fury Edge Keen Eye to get the damage in. And this one is at 97 crit. This would be 100 if you just max out her S2. Right? 3.4k attack, 195 speed is a little bit too slow, because you need to pay attention to, I assume you're playing Lilium, right? And this is not going to be pushing her enough. Okay, and if you're not playing her Lilium, this is still a little too slow for natural speed, right? Sometimes you just have to, you know, be aggro with your natural speed, and that needs to be a bit higher, in my opinion. What do you have on your Law? Yeah, see? This needs to be worked on. Okay? I'm pretty sure you can get rid of this 10% crit rate from here and don't touch your gear. Get your 12 crit rate from your S2. This can become speed, and then you'll be a lot faster, and then it'll be much better for you. Okay? Yeli. Yeli on Revelation. Mainly focus on damage, but what I don't like over here is that you're not 70% crit rate. This is the bare minimum that you should be for Yeli, okay? Your damage is nice and all, but if you get your crit rate and you're only at 90% and you whiff, she's not going to follow up attack. You have to remember that, right? I wouldn't run her on Revelation. I would probably run her on something else if that's the case, because to begin with, you're running her on, you know, Swift Rush, and you're not fast enough. Okay? You're not on 70% crit rate, and so you are wasting your pieces on Yeli, and you're not getting the main benefit out of it. When I used to run Revelation Yeli like this, mine was like 310 speed. 310, 74% crit rate, because I couldn't get it at 70%. But I had the speed because I was already raw dogging the speed with Revelation, so I get to go in there and do damage. This one just loses to, like, let's say a Doki Doki that, you know, your opponent picks and moves. One hit from Holden, this thing gets reset, and then you're fucking useless. Yeah? So, two things. Either you play her a little bit slow, you play her at this speed with something else, alright, maybe like a White Fang. Okay, that way, you know, you can have the correct substats, you're not raw dogging your Swift Rush on her, or you play her with Bloodbath. Okay, that way you can naturally aggro your opponent while being a bit tankier, or you play her on Bulwark. Okay, because if you play her at let's say 30 speed slower than this, let's say 230 speed, okay, but you have all the stats correct, 70% crit, good damage. If she cannot get CC, she's taking a turn, she's killing someone, right? And most of the time, they're not going to be able to, you know, kill her on the spot unless you're fighting aggro versus aggro. Then at that point, it's who goes first, right? Then it doesn't matter anyway. So the most important thing you have to be very careful for is, you know, shit like this. When you're a little too slow, your opponent moves. For example, you know, Holden's very prevalent. Holden's just going to see this Yeli and just S2 and just reset you, right? But if you're on Bulwark, he's forced to do attack down. And if he does attack down, your S3 is a natural cleanser already. That means your Yeli is always going to do damage. Okay? So that is my recommendation here. There, you see the problem here now? Now, you're playing her on Revelation because you are playing her. You're playing Aggro, you're playing Etheria. You're at 190 speed here, which you're missing 15 speed, which puts you at, 205, right? Or 210. My math is horrible. My math is horrible. But you're missing speed here. You're missing 15 speed here. Okay? And besides that, everything is okay. If you want to play Etheria this way, that's fine. It's just that your speed. You're missing speed here. Okay, I assume you're using her as an initial pusher for attack buff, which is why you're not playing Tsukiyomi, which makes more sense now. But then again, you're missing off 15 speed. And that's a lot of speed to be missing out on. Okay? Sania is on Gigabyte. Strive. Yeah, this is a very standard build with 200 FRES. Nothing to complain here. What's your Gigabyte on? Perfect. This needs to be fixed, of course, into, the other one. But that's it. This is alright. This is alright. I got no qualms here. Okay? Decent speed, pretty fast. With Gigabyte, you're just going to be lapping 4 days. So I like it. Ling is... What the fuck is this? Do you not play Ling? I assume you don't play Ling. But still. Your Lighthouse needs work, for one. Alright? You already have one ready to imprint. So... we're going to work on that. You have to work on this. Nothing, I cannot comment any further. Next one is this one. Rahu is not bad. Your Rahu is not bad. It's just a bit too slow, bro. A bit too slow. Yeah. And you see? This should be, you're getting 10% here. You're dropping down to 86. 86 is actually fine. Right? Get this get this changed. All right. Purple. Don't ever have blue. You're in endgame. Blue is just for plebs. Okay. Get this into speed. Because you definitely need the speed here. To push him up a little more. Because you're not running him on Strive. So you need the speed. Okay. Because he's going to be naturally taking turns and not artificially. That's the first point. Second point, you're playing Artisan. And Artisan selects units that cycles quick. Because he starts with a 1-turn cooldown anyway. You want him to move. You want him to move. Okay? If not, your Artisan is just going to be a dead weight. Because by the time he moves, there's nothing to shield. So, you definitely need to be a little faster here. I know you don't play a lot of bruisers, but that is how you should be building it. Okay? You have to think about this kind of stuff. If you're in a pinch and you need to draw bruisers, what is your draft going to look like? Mizuki. Your Mizuki looks better than your Rahu, brother. I'm not going to lie to you. Your Mizuki looks better than your Rahu. Which is fine. Because if you're not playing Rahu much, and you're playing Mizuki more because you have a max skill. Actually, not max skill, you're 455. Get a 555, bro. Get it to 555. You have some effect accuracy, which I like. Okay? You have a decent amount of crit rate. Your speed is not bad. She's on Lighthouse to cheat speed and to survive a little better. This is alright. I have no qualms here. Yeah, I have no qualms here. Full Shu. Again, dude. Level her up, please. You have so many books, just use it. Okay, you can always get that from Phantom Theaters and from all the PvE events. 185 on Bulwark Bloodbath. You were so close to getting the perfect piece. This is a piece that I'm looking for. This is the best piece if you have Evil Guard here. Supernova on Full Shu. 185 speed is fine because she cheats speed. Starting her off with Bulwark is very important. I like that. Besides that, nothing much I can say. Nothing much I can say. Besides, just use your prowess and get the S1 up and ready. Viper, again. If you're using Viper, get the serpent skin, dude. Get the fifth thing from your skill ups. Playing him on Dark Moon. Okay. 282 speed, so he's going very fast to strip. You're mainly using him as a stripper. Okay. I mean, I have no problems with this Viper at all. My problem is you don't have the last skill up. So I assume that most of your draft is either a Lily Freya or is a Freya Viper and then 3 DPS. Which I still haven't seen Messiah. I don't think you have Messiah. I don't think you have Messiah. Alright. Obo. How am I supposed to fucking check this out, brother? I assume that you're just missing another speed piece that has gone somewhere. Let me just see. Let me just randomly put one on. None. Okay. Well, this is your next fastest. I'm just going to randomly put it on just to take a look. 182, 304. 304. Your other stripper here is 282. What's your Casio at? 132. 251. A little too slow. So you don't use Heim. I was wrong. You don't use Heim. Okay. Again, missing a piece. I can't really tell. It's missing a Swift Smite piece. I'm just gonna see. I assume you just put the fastest piece on her? Is that what you're doing? I'm just gonna put your fastest one here. 304 as well. Yeah. So, like I suspected, you have just jammed all your speed onto Lily, which I never ever recommend. Because if Lily just gets banned or Lily gets taken, you have just lost your fastest speed initiator. You should spread this out. 351 is cool in PvE. It's not cool in RTA. Unless you can just literally have units with 350 speed naturally. Right? And from what I'm looking, you don't. Okay? You do not. Alright, 304 or maybe 310, I assume. It's still slow. When you have something that is, 351. I assume you can get, 3 to 4 units here to 320 speed. And having 3 as 320 speed is very, very scary. Okay, so that's something you have to work on. And then next one will be your Mio. So I assume that's all you built. You don't play with anything else. But yeah, you need more DPS, okay? Because just living off Lilium and Yelly alone is not enough. Okay, you definitely need another form of damage. That can be Grey, that can be the Ting, that can be Batsby in the future, and that can even be Siyada if you know how to play Siyada well. Okay? Because you have Doki. People will ban the Doki, you still have Siyada, and then you just need your buffers, right? You still have Freya, which works with her. And that works. Okay, so you definitely need more DPS if you want to play a bit more aggressive. You have the speed, so you can definitely afford to play fast. Okay, and you can actually pivot downwards into a bit of a slower aggro comp, right? Which we call natural speed cleave. Okay. Besides that, I think you're fine. The key takeaway here, okay, your key takeaway is please tofu up all your SR units that you are using already. Your Casio, your Viper, your Oboe, they're all at 455. You're using SSR tofu mentality on your SR, which is, unnecessary. Okay? You're already diligently playing the game. You should be getting a good amount of tofus. Number 2, you need to think about literally leveling up your units. Okay? Work on them. Okay? You can see you stop right about here. Right? You have all of this maxed, and then you start going, all over the shop. Get this to 50, get this to 50, get this to 50, get this to 6-star 50. Casio, getting that 5 more speed is quite important. Alright, you know how much of a menace Casio is in RTA already. Right? Same thing with your Heinrich, right? If you can play Heinrich really fast already, like I've seen, because you've already invested tofus into his, his speed here, get the 5 speed, bro. Get the 5 speed. Alright? And then eventually work your way through. Okay? Besides that, there's not much I can say. Your tofu, I will leave that up to you, but I would definitely say, your high priority units, something like, a Holden, right? Where you can literally, you're missing out on 10% defense here to begin with, and you're missing out on 100% cooldown and pushback. This is a full reset. You're missing out on, 8 crit here, right? And more damage. That's something you have to work on. Focus on your current builds, okay? Like Lilium, you're missing 12 crit here, where you can literally find it somewhere else and put it into a different stat, okay? Your Freya, get your speed. You already know how you're supposed to play. There is already a style you're playing. You might as well tunnel down into that style, okay? Besides that, level up your units. Don't be shy with your resources. Those resources are meant to be in game. Use it. Okay? There's no point trying to hoard it, right? There's no intrinsic value to it. Just put it into your unit so that it can go to work. But besides that, I don't have much to say. Everything looks alright. You have gold. Clear out your inventory, for fuck's sake. But that's it. Alright? Guys, if you like this video, and if you found value in the way I, analyze the account, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Catch you guys in the next one.